You weren't meant to live someone else's life. That's why they're here. You're meant to live your life. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm going to be speaking on how to not care what people think. And not in a rude way, but just in a way that we can truly live our life and live in our true light and in our best selves. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I feel like the first thing when it comes to not caring what people think is knowing that you're human and you're going to want to know or kind of care in general what people think. It's not just a, oh, I don't care. It's more of a reasoning behind why we aren't just taking everyone's opinion and taking it to heart. So my first thing would definitely be to not take things personal. Now, I know that sounds crazy, and I know that sounds like, how can you not take things personal? But a book that I read, The Four Agreements, that book literally changed my perspective on taking things personal. So in a sense, we can't truly take anything another person does personally, because we all make our own decisions and our own choices. Someone could say, hey, you made me make this choice, or you made me try this food, or you made me lie, or anything like that. Those are all decisions on the other person's part. No matter if you had an influence, that person still chose what to do, and it was their decision. And everyone views life through a lens of their own personal perspectives. So just because one perspective is one way doesn't mean that it's always going to flow with another. So oftentimes we take things like angry drivers or people with an attitude for the day, and we take it so personal, like, why did that person have an attitude with me? But that is on them. That is that person's choice to emit those negative energies and to put that onto you. But you can't take it personal, because when you walked into that store, you didn't know that person, you didn't do anything to that person, but yet you still got whatever treatment you got, which means it's not personal. That's all in the inner workings of their brain, not yours, and it's not on you, and it's not for you to figure out why or to take personal. And try to understand that everyone's going to emit the energies that their life experience has given to them. So you have to accept it, appreciate it, and move on, because we all live life from our own personal perspective. Okay, my next topic is about family and friends, because I feel like this is when it boils down to really using these tips. And family and friends are involved in the not caring about what they say. I know especially parents can be a really hard one. It's hard for a lot of people to say no to their parents and to kind of try a different path than what their parents have laid out or told them is going to work. And I feel like parents are one of the main people that we kind of, it's good to take what they say with, you know, a grain of salt and know that they have wisdom from experience, but you don't have to do exactly what your parents say. And even if they don't agree, you can still live a fulfilling and happy and joyful life without having your parents' approval. Because once your parents and your family and your friends and maybe your aunt, your uncle, or your grandmother, but once they see you living in your true self, they may not always agree with it, they may not always appreciate it, but a real person will respect it. And if they care enough about the relationship, they will try to make those amends to where your decision doesn't affect the whole relationship. So I will just say that that has been one of the main points where I've had to learn not to always care what people say, is when it comes to the people that are closest to me, my family, my friends, because everybody has their own opinion, and everyone can literally give you their opinion like that. This is your life, not your parents' life, not your friend's life, not your uncle, aunt's life. This is your life. So ask yourself first before you go asking other people, and make sure that what other people are giving to you resonates with what you already felt on the inside, because you've asked yourself first. My third piece of advice would be to realize that everyone has their own opinions and own agenda. Like I mentioned before, if you ask a person what color is the sky, or if you like Beyonce, they can probably give you an answer right off of the top. But that is the problem. Everyone has an opinion, but not everyone's opinion aligns with what you are already thinking, and not every opinion is needed, to be honest. We know that for a fact. Like, being on the internet, we know that not everyone's opinion is just always warranted or always needed. So when it comes to asking other people, you know, hey, what should I do with this business, or what do you think I should go to college for, or just things that, you know, you really should be asking yourself. Once you've asked yourself and you reach out to ask someone else, realize that they're gonna always have their own personal spin on it and their own kind of opinion and agenda. You could have missed out on your opportunity to do what you want to do because you asked someone else's opinion, and they gave you their honest opinion with no ill intentions, but it still had their own personal view and lens on it. For you to truly make decisions, you have to make those decisions yourself first. It's always wonderful to ask other people their opinions, people that you trust, people that are in a position to even give you their opinion, but then always just circle back to, okay, what is this person's, spin on it? And you don't even have to really think too much, like, what is this person in on it for? It's not like that. It's just, okay, maybe their perspective could be a little bit different because their life experience was a little bit different. So I was recently about to go into the grocery store and I didn't look all cute like this. I had my hair in like some what I call Bow Wow prison braids. I had them in prison braids and then I pulled the braids back, and I also had a silk scarf on top, and I was just like, people are gonna look at me so weird and think, why did this girl just roll out of bed and come to the grocery store, or why does she have a silk scarf on? And I just started thinking about so many things, and I was like, hold on, like, that doesn't matter. Like, but I actually did have to go through a process of telling myself, like, number one, these people don't know me. Number two, I'm beautiful. I literally had to look in my mirror, but open up my mirror and tell myself, like, I'm beautiful. I can go in here. However, if I think I'm beautiful like this, I'm beautiful with the headscarf on, and that's no different. So I really had to work my way through getting those intrusive thoughts out of my head about, oh, what are people gonna think? And this is honestly what prompted me to even do this video, because I went into the store, I noted if I saw people looking at me, and I just moved on with my day. So I will say noting is a great way to actually acknowledge if people are looking at you, if you feel like eyes are on you, or if you feel a little awkward. Note it, look the human in their eye, and I always like to look people in their eye if I feel like there's an awkward energy, because you can feel it. Look them in their eye, maybe wave, smile, speak, and move on. Once you note it and you're like, hey, okay, this person's looking at me, this person is, I don't even know what that person's thinking, to be honest, so I can't assume. I'm gonna speak and move on with my day. Okay, people are looking at me, but I'm looking at them as well. We're humans, we're gonna look at each other. I don't know what they're thinking, they don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know them, they don't know me. I could get to know them if I spoke, but it just has to be in your brain that people aren't always out to get you or out to look at you and just stare at you for negative reasons. Maybe they think I'm beautiful with my headscarf, or maybe they want to know where my silk scarf is from. You never honestly know what someone's thinking. One of my favorite things to think about when I think about strangers and what they think about me, and people that I don't really know and what they think about me, I remember I don't know them, they don't know me. So if they are judging me, if they do have those thoughts of, oh, look at this girl or whatever, it's solely based off of how I look and my energy that I bring in. So if my energy is high and I am exuding confidence and I'm being kind and peaceful, then I can only do that. I can only give them my energy and only present myself how I want to be presented. And then after that, it's up to them for them to make their own judgment. And if they don't really know you, then it's kind of an unfair judgment. So it can kind of put you at ease knowing that even if people are thinking things, because that is going to happen. I'm not saying that people aren't thinking things when they are looking at you or when they are staring at you or thinking that you're so weird, but they can only think so much because they don't know you. They don't actually know what you're doing, what you're up to, who you are, what your name is, where you live, what your circumstance is, what headspace you were in when you even came in. So all you can do is focus on the energy that you bring and that you present and the way that you present yourself. Not like go get dressed up to go to the grocery store, but I'm saying the way that you present yourself as your energy and just the smile on your face and your posture and those type of things. Even if they are judging, even if they are thinking, then cool, like, let them think. My next tip is one that I had to really come to like realizing myself, and that is that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Everyone has the human right to look around, to observe their area, to judge it, to see, to analyze. Everyone has a right to their opinion, and for them that may be 100% true, and that's okay. Like, you can't control everything. You can't really stop people from judging you or stop people from thinking things about you, so let them. Understand, like, they get to assume whatever they want. They can have whatever opinions they want. I can't take that away from them, and when it comes down to it, we're not perfect. So sometimes we walk into a room, we judge things before we even know, or we have an opinion on something that we have little information about, and that's okay. We have every right to do that. So understand that it's a two-way thing. We do it as well and other people do it, but the less that we do it, the less that we're going to feel that other people are doing it to us. It's more so about being empathetic and understanding of the human experience and understanding you sometimes do those things too, and it's okay. So I don't know if you guys have been hearing on TikTok, well, that's where I heard it, but it's a saying like, be the main character in your life, or are you the main character in your life? And it's such a awesome question. It's such a simple question, But most people know the answer to that question in their life if they're honest with themselves. Are you the main character of your life? Do you let other people's opinions run your life? Do you let other people's view of you change and warp who you are? Or do you know who you are on the inside? Do you know that this is my world? I'm powerful. I am the most powerful being in the universe, and nothing can stop me, nothing can get in my way, especially opinions from other people. Like, how do you truly view life and yourself? And I feel like that really changed my perspective. I never want to be a side character in my own life. So try to show up for yourself as a main character, and one of those ways is to not care what other people think, because the main character never cares what other people think. It's the main character. So show up for yourself and be the main character in your life, and don't be a side character. Unless side character is where you want to be, but then again, you're living someone else's life and not yours. You get one life, you guys. Depending on what you believe, reincarnation could be a thing or anything like that, and we don't really know what happens when we die, but we do know that we get one life in this body, in this way, in this form. So use it. You weren't meant to live someone else's life. That's why they're here. You're meant to live your life. You're unique. 6 billion people, 7 billion probably now, and we're all unique and different. We don't even all have the same fingerprints. Like, and the fact that we have a billion heartbeats and just, it's just so infinite, the things that our bodies and our minds can do, so we have to use those. Okay, so that's all of my advice, but I do have a few actionable tips that can actually help you kind of be less in your own head about what people think. And my first tip is, if the person that you're concerned that judged you or gave you their opinion, or you cared about what they saw or thought, if that person doesn't have you and the thing that you did, or just you in general, on their mind all day and into the time that they fall asleep, I think it's safe to say that you shouldn't either. If you happen to spill some sauce in a grocery store on an aisle, and there were like 4 or 5 people on the aisle, and everyone's looking at you like,
oh my gosh, did that girl just drop the tomato sauce?
And you're like freaking out because you're trying to first deal with the gaze of the people, and then you're trying to like, okay, what should my next steps be? I'm so embarrassed. But accidents happen. Like, you drop the sauce, you go call someone, you move on, those people move on, and the end of the night, they're not probably thinking, remember that girl that dropped that sauce in the grocery store today? Or even if they are, when they wake up in the morning, I can almost guarantee you they're not still thinking about it. And even if they are thinking about it, weeks from now, months from now, I know I've seen a lot of people drop a lot of stuff, do a lot of embarrassing things, and I promise you, if I don't know them, and even if I do, I can't name the situation. So just let that also put your mind at ease. If it's most likely not going to be on someone else's mind in the nighttime or in the morning or the next day, it shouldn't be on yours either. It doesn't have to bog you down if it doesn't bog the other person down. You know what I mean? And another tip would be, try doing weird things in public. So not weird as in things that can get you in trouble, but do weird things. Like, I obviously sometimes vlog in public, which has gotten me really into a good mode of not really caring what people think, because people looking at you with a camera as you walk around the grocery store or walk around anywhere, especially in Mississippi, you kind of develop that, okay, she's looking and I'm proceeding to make this money, okay? So just try to do things, not like exactly vlogging, but if you've been wanting to vlog out in public, go vlog out in public. If you want to wear your hair in a crazy updo, or if you just slayed your glitter eyeshadow look with a wing eyeliner and super dramatic lashes, don't wipe that off before you go out. Wear those things out, do what you want to do, and start seeing how much more liberating it feels, because once you note the people and if they're looking, you move on and you feel confident, you look in the mirror, you feel beautiful, so what's to lose? So that is one way to actually go ahead and exercise, and actually real life, and just doing something a little bit different or a little bit maybe out there. It doesn't even have to be out there, just be yourself, and I promise you it'll be fun. Alright, so that's it for how not to care what other people think. Think of it as, I don't give a but on Zen mode. Like, we're chill, we're calm, you're allowed to have your opinion, I'm allowed to have mine. I'm not gonna think about this tonight, neither are you. Like, and honestly, I just don't care, because it's kind of silly to care. So carry that with you guys. If you have any topics that you would like for me to talk about, please let me know down below, because this is one that kind of sparked from something that happened in my daily life and I thought I would share. So I would love to know what you guys actually want to hear me talk about, and I got you. So I will hopefully see you guys in my next video, and remember, stop caring so much what other people think. Live your life for you. Peace, love. Mwah. me say peace and love. Peace and love. This is my man.